At Total Pharmacy Care, we fill your prescriptions and answer any questions about your medications. No distractions and no long lines. Tell your doctor to send your prescriptions to Total Pharmacy Care. Welcome back to another episode of the Bank On It podcast. It is episode 31. Shout out to Greg Maddox.
I'm going Dave Winfield on this one.
Mike Piazza.
Yeah, I mean,
can't go wrong with any of those
Can't really go
guys.
wrong. Nobody said Reggie Miller.
I do not like Reggie Miller. That's why.
Not big fans of Reggie Miller sitting at this table at the moment. So anyway, welcome back to another episode. We want to say thank you to our sponsors. First off is the city of Pikeville. Go check out their website at www.visitpikeville.com. You can see everything that's going on in the city this summer.
Also, we are presented by Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. If you are looking for quality care for loved ones, look no further than Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. Both facilities treat your loved ones with care and respect. They offer therapy, daily activities, exquisite cuisine, and home-like settings to make your family members feel at home. Call to schedule an appointment today. At Cedar Creek, call Jessica Thacker at 432-8243. And at Good Shepherd, call 456-8725. Caring for your loved ones is what we do best.
And as you can see, we're joined, as always, to my left by regional sports editor Randy White, Corey Vance behind the camera, and Trevor Thacker, also a staff writer for the Appalachian Newspapers. And listen, a lot of baseball going on in the area. All the district baseball tournaments for the boys getting wrapped up. And
all the district champions for baseball have been decided, and, you know, some really good games, some big things happening, and we'll start it off in the 57th with Trevor. Trevor covers Paintsville Herald and Paintsville Johnson Central, both moving on to the region championship, but Johnson Central comes out with the district championship. Trevor, if you want to tell us a little bit about that.
It was a rematch from last year's 57th district. Johnson Central mercied McGoffin County Saturday. Paintsville faced host Johnson Central Saturday evening. Those two had kind of went back and forth during the regular season in All-A Classic. Paintsville clipped them 4-3 Saturday evening, so that set up the Johnson Central Paintsville matchup again. Johnson Central, both are moving to the 15th region tournament. But Johnson Central got the best of Paintsville this time.
And just when Paintsville and Johnson Central play, if people haven't watched these two baseball teams play, just talk about the excitement in the field, because, I mean, it is something unlike anything else in the region.
I've mentioned it before, Randy. If these two teams play shuffleboard, it's a rivalry. I mean, this blood is bad, between these two. And last night was no different. They were beaning batters. They were, talking smack. They were, it was just, even in the line as they were walking through, they were talking smack to each other a little bit. So, it's a big game. Johnson Central, they've mowed their way through the 15th region tournament, the 15th region this year. So they're going to be tough. Paintsville, they've shown signs of brilliance all year. They've shown some signs of immaturity, so it's going to be exciting in the 15th region tournament.
Yeah, and moving on in baseball in the 58th, Lawrence County picks up that district championship, so they'll move on as the champion. Floyd Central will move on as well. They're the runner-up. Lawrence County picked up a 9-0 win in that one. And over in the 59th, where I was covered last night, Shelby Valley, I mean, a lot of credit goes to Jordan Compton and his kids. Yeah. The first time since the year 2000, Shelby Valley wins the district title. I think Pikeville had won 18 in a row, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe it's something like that.
Still a massive upset.
It was massive. And you could see it on the players' faces last night for Shelby. This meant a lot to those kids. Oh, yeah. And anytime you're always chasing somebody, and then you finally win, I mean, the reaction for these kids was great. And both teams played really hard. Lockhart-Wierwillie for Shelby Valley signed yesterday to play college at UPike. He goes out and pitches the game and gets the win. So what a huge day for Lockhart-Wierwillie. Jordan Compton, I think this is his fourth year at Shelby Valley. They keep getting better and better. I mean, just congrats to Shelby Valley. Pikeville played hard. They were right there. It was just a couple bounces here and there that kind of changed that game. But, again, congrats to Shelby Valley. Both Pikeville and Shelby Valley will move on. And then over in the 60th, Pike Central won back-to-back district championships after beating Belfry last night. So both those teams move on. And then most of the time when the region starts, it's usually on Memorial Day. But this year there's going to do a little something different. But we do have the matchups The first game Saturday in the 15th Region Baseball Tournament is going to be Lawrence County and Paintsville at 11 o'clock. And then Pike Central versus Pikeville in the following game at 1 o'clock. I mean, two teams who are rivals are, 5 miles apart, 3 miles apart, something like that. Then Shelby Valley and Belfry at 5 p.m. and Johnson Central at Floyd Central in the last game at 8 p.m. Trevor, if you kind of looking at this matchup, who do you like in these, and what do you feel for some of these matchups? I mean, some really good first round matchups.
Well, I don't think it's any secret that Lawrence County and Johnson Central have probably been the two best teams in the region all year long. But Pikeville's played well at times. Shelby Valley, they could be peaking at the right time. Pikeville, Pike Central, that's a big, like you said, a big rivalry game. So anything can happen. At this time of year, anything can happen.
This is the fun time of year.
Yeah, it is. You throw the records out the window.
And Wes, we saw Pikeville, Pike Central basketball, the first round matchup. Those two teams, like we said, I mean, just kind of, knowing these two teams and knowing that they're competitive. I mean, to me, that's the first round matchup that kind of stands out.
Well, yeah, and anytime two schools are that closely connected, obviously Chris Lawson used to coach at Pikeville, so that adds another layer to it all.
Backstory,
And just like football, just like basketball, anything can happen at tournament time. So it's not always the best, most talented team's going to win. It's just who's better on that particular day, and that could play a huge part in who ends up coming out of the 15th region.
Yeah, and softball's going on as well. None of the softball has wrapped up in the 15th region. We've got district championships tonight going on for the 57th, 58th, and 60th. All those championships are set. The 59th will kick off tonight, which we're recording this on Tuesday. Yeah. That championship will be Thursday. So by Thursday, we'll know that region field as well. So we're not going to leave softball out. There's some good games. Trevor's got to cover a couple so far. I mean, I saw Pike Central beat Phelps on Saturday, which was a really competitive game. For the first 4 innings, Phelps was right there. Their season ends at Pike Central at the hands of Pike Central. But it was a really good game, and it's a fun time of year. Trevor, if you want to talk a little bit what's going on in the 57th.
Well, I had the district baseball championship going on last night, but I was back and forth between the two fields at Sheldon Clark. Johnson Central rolled McGoffin County, so they blanked them, shut out. Paintsville played the host Sheldon Clark, so we got another Paintsville Johnson Central matchup for the the district championship tonight in softball. It'll be Anna Keaton pitching for Paintsville. I'm not sure who they'll throw. Johnson Central will throw. He's got a weapon or two there at Johnson Central. He can pitch. Again, it's that big rivalry of Johnson County there. It's always, you never know what's going to happen when those two get together.
Yeah, I mean, we got plenty of highlights, so if everybody wants to stick around and check out the highlights of the baseball and softball that's going on from the district championships.
got kids, just work hard. All year round, we've got a great group of kids. I mean, that's the thing is, they're tough kids. I mean, man, they just, they battle and they never give up. I mean, it's, I told them that they'd have a chance, if we play good defense, and we were pretty solid defensively. And that's what I told him. I said, you got to keep throwing strikes and keep the ball down. I mean, coming from a different arm slot, you just got to keep the ball down. He's got a good off speed. He mixes it up good. And the thing about it is he's got great composure on it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is I've told him all along is, no matter if it's Pikeville, Jenkins, Eastridge, you can't take anything for granted. You got to battle. You got to work hard. I mean, nothing's going to be given to you ever. And I've told him that for the 4 years I've been here is winning a district championship is not easy. And I don't care what district you're in, it's not easy. And it may not happen every year. And we were fortunate it did tonight. I got 3 great assistants, and they volunteer their time to help me. I mean, whether it's field work, whether it's game prep, whatever it may be. I mean, they give up their family time to help me. And the players do the same thing. And like I said, when February 15th gets here, and they always joke, it's a 7-day-a-week job. And I told them they have to be committed to win. I mean, that's what it takes.
super exciting. We had a bunch of local athletes from the area, both girls and boys, signing to go on to the next level and do their thing.
Yeah, and that's what we always like to see, these kids continue their education and their athletic careers, which is a great thing. Pikeville last week had a big day. I mean, we didn't get full interviews with everybody. It was crazy. The kids were in and out, but there was several signings at Pikeville. But the interviews we got were Drake Potter signed to play with UVA Wise. And we also had a really cool story with Pikeville Cheerleaders. There was 5 cheerleaders who signed to cheer at EKU. They're all teammates together and going to EKU together. And they are Hannah Potter, Savannah Crider, Anna Salyer, Carson Bailey, and Emily Hager. And, we kind of mentioned Jackson Lockhart-Wierwillie earlier in talking about him pitching in the district championship. But earlier that morning, he signed to play baseball with UPike. So, Jackson had a big day. So just a lot of good stuff going on with these kids signing. And we'll have the highlights right here if everybody wants to stick around, check them out.
All right, check it out.
Yeah, I'm just really happy to be able to continue because I really like baseball and stuff. I like to pretty much thank all my coaches and stuff, like Coach Brady, Coach Simpkins, and then my travel ball coach and stuff for allowing me to have confidence and stuff to play. But we only have about 2 seniors, I think, 3 this year, and it's mostly juniors and stuff. So seniors really have to take charge of all this stuff. And we do have a good team this year. We'll probably make one of the better runs this year and stuff. I think it would be pretty good. We have a really good shot at district, and then region's a good shot also if we get the right draw and stuff. I think we'll do good there too. So hopefully go all the way. It's just, like you said, about 30, 45 minutes away from home. And then I've been over there my whole life, playing baseball, travel ball, done a lot of tours on the campus and stuff, and I just really liked it. Went there to a few showcases over there, and they seemed to like me and stuff, so it seemed like the right fit.
Yeah, I think that it's going to play a big part in all of us still staying together, knowing, being familiar with each other and getting to go to the next level together.
We work well together. We've always been on a very successful team, and I think that will help us in the long run building up a program too.
We've just been together since we were at the age of 5, 7, first grade to kindergarten, and I think just us going to this collegiate level, it's not going to be much different because we've all known each other forever, and there's 2 high people down there already, so I'm really excited for this new journey.
Yeah, we all work together and learn everything together. I'm excited to just learn more and
We've had good coaches since we were young, and now we're going to a great coach now, and I think we're going to do well. Yes, and definitely a big part in us all being able to go together meant a lot for us choosing Eastern too.
I think Eastern was just the perfect choice for all of us with athletics and academics. I think we'll do really good there.
Eastern is very similar to Pikeville here. It's not too big. It's not as big as Lexington. It's more homey, and it's more into. So it's going to feel like home down there.
It's huge to me. I've dreamed of it since I was 12 playing Little League, Well, we have a young team, so, it's important. And if you play right and be a good person with it, then you can play college level. I feel like once we get going, we're a great team. We can beat about anyone, so it'd be huge. We haven't won in a while, a district championship, but we'd love to win. It'd be huge for the team and the school. We'll just try to go as far as we can, play every game like it's our last, and go from there. It's close to home. I'll be close to my family. It's a great program. I feel like they'll develop me as a player and a person. It just helps me be more comfortable with where I'm going and what I want to do.
Yeah, this is, it's great for the program, great for Jackson himself. It's great for younger kids to be able to see something like that. It's not, baseball's hard. That's the thing. Baseball is and I've always said it's the hardest sport to play. Because you can be the best baseball player in the area, and 99% of the time you're still a failure. Just because you hit 300 great average, but you're still a failure.
Yep.
It's hard and it's a grind. We play 36 games, regular season games a year. It's not easy. Most nights you're out every night, and that's great for younger kids to be able to see something like this. And it started from his freshman year. We played. The first year here, we got in the regional tournament. We hosted at Airfield, and as a freshman, he made plays in the field that, as far as the school not playing in a regional tournament atmosphere, and then we come in and draw that first win of the year. or in the regional tournament at the school, maybe only the first or second in school history. And then on top of that, he's a freshman playing third base for me, and he makes some huge plays in the regional tournament. And that's just something to grow on doing that. You know, they see that, and it's just something to get better at, for him to get better at, and to see him grow over the years. We've used him at third, we've used him at short, at first, in the outfield. He's been on the mound this year. So, I mean, it's just something that, you know, that I've enjoyed, being able to see and use him in different spots on the field. He's hitting the middle of our lineup this year, you know, and me and you've talked before. It seems like every year I'm coming to you saying, well, I've got 3 8th graders that's going to play, or 3 9th graders that's playing, or 2 7th graders that's playing. It seems like, you know, and it's a good thing to have. It seems like you never get older. We keep getting younger. But for him being out there, I mean, you know, from the first 3 years of having Jackson, real quiet, meek, you know, personality-wise great, just not a lot of interaction. And this year he started to step up. He's opened his mouth some, you know, and he's called some teammates out on some things, and that's what it takes. You know, sometimes it takes letting other teammates know that they're in the wrong to turn things around for your program. I mean, Coach Pitt, Jake, I mean, great guys, great coaches. You're getting in what I consider maybe the best atmosphere in the Mid-South in NAIA baseball. I mean, it's tough. There's no, you know, there's no sugarcoating. It's a tough league to play in. I mean, it's a, you know, I've always said it. College baseball is almost like a 24/7 job. It's a tough thing to do to be able to play college baseball, but the school's great. I mean, it's a family atmosphere. You know, you're getting into something that they not only care about you as a student, but they care about you personally too. And that's a great atmosphere to be in. I don't care where you are, that's a great atmosphere to be in. And you know, for him up front, the biggest thing, you know, is earning his degree. I mean, that's what, you know, baseball secondary, that 4-year degree means everything.
All right, so NBA basketball is the other thing we have going on right now. And listen, I mean, there's really no surprise. I guess part of me, without the Warriors, without KD, and then going into last night also without Andre Iguodala, I kind of expected the Blazers to take one game from them. I didn't expect them to get swept, but they're looking like a team that's on pace to win a title.
You know, I thought it might be an interesting series with no KD, no DeMarcus Cousins. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, this Golden State team, they can play. I mean, no KD, no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking like their championship team before they signed Durant. So.
Well, and I feel like with, you know, Durant out, or when Durant was in there, a lot of times people forget how special a shooter both Klay Thompson and Steph Curry are. I mean, these guys are as good as we've ever seen, probably better than we've ever seen, both of them.
Yeah, and you know, to me, the guy that has stood out for Golden State has been Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Trevor, I don't know if you've got to see any of this stuff, but Draymond Green is that X factor for them right now.
Man, he is the engine that can. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a difference maker. And, you know, they put that team together for a reason. You know, I mean, they call it the super team or what you will. You know, if one guy goes down, 2 guys goes down, you know, they've got somebody there that can step up. And
Draymond Green is the Corey Vance of the Golden State Warriors.
And that is saying
He's a Swiss Army.
He does everything.
He can do it all.
He really is.
And then on the other side, I mean, I think, at least my gut instinct is the only team that stands a chance at beating the Warriors, probably the Bucks, and that's because Giannis is just so unstoppable.
Yeah, it's just a matchup problem he is for everybody. The only problem with the Bucks winning the championship that I see is I don't know if they have enough pieces around Giannis to win it this year. Not saying those other guys can't play because they've been playing really well, but you're seeing, you know, they're having some problems on the road, especially when they're in Toronto.
It's been a long time since we saw a player who can affect a game like he can. You know what I mean? Just one guy. Giannis is, man, he's for real.
And he's still developing. You know what I mean? He doesn't even have a jump shot yet. He's doing all this basically without a consistent jump shot, and he's just dominant. Now, Kawhi did do a pretty good job on him in the game that the Raptors took from him. But it seemed like that
But he still had 23 rebounds.
He still had 23 rebounds.
My goodness.
And he still makes that offense go. And then, I mean, he's just an absolute complete player. You feel like the Raptors have a chance in the series.
They have to win. We're taping this Tuesday. This is out Wednesday. They have to win that game 4. And if they don't, it's over. And
it took them 2 overtimes.
It took them 2 overtimes, and Giannis not playing well.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't like their chances, but who knows? I mean, you know, sometimes you can go on a roll.
Raptors have a chance. What's your gut telling you?
Kawhi's special.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
That's a tough call.
I think a lot of it depends on Siakam and Gasol. They have to score points.
Yeah.
If they don't score points, then that offense, you're just a one-man offense.
Yeah.
And Kyle Lowry is probably going to get 15 to 20 or 20 to 30 any given night. But it really depends on Siakam and Gasol, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be tuned in and talking about the. I guess by the time we record again, we may very well have a finals matchup already in place, and maybe even a game already under our belt. So, listen, we appreciate you guys sticking around, joining us, checking out the Bank Podcast again. Give us a like and a subscribe on all of the social medias. Thank you again to Trevor Thacker for joining us again, and thank you to our sponsors. Total Pharmacy Care. Listen, there's a Total Pharmacy Care. This is the most convenient pharmacy in the region. There's one everywhere. Give them a call. Have your prescriptions sent over to Total Pharmacy Care. And then Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps and the beautiful city of Pikeville. Check out their website at www.visitpikeville.com.